Welcome, everyone, to the return 4 months later of You Heard It Here Eventually. He's in a new room. I'm in the same
New apartment.
place. New apartment.
New apartment.
Yeah,
And not just
a new
room.
room. But yeah.
This one
welcome
doesn't
back.
smell like gas.
Did the other one? I mean, it was in your
Like natural
kitchen,
gas.
but it shouldn't.
Oh. It wasn't in my kitchen. It was just in my entryway.
Oh,
Like anytime it was like a 50-50. If my mom walked into the place, she's like, "Oh, it smells like natural gas." And one time I did call and there was a leak and they
Oh.
fixed it, but it just never stopped smelling like that.
there you go.
So, fun fact.
So yeah, it's been a long time for everyone. We got busy. You know how it goes.
Yeah. I want to say it was summer mostly. It was
Yeah.
like I ended up going to Mexico twice for like a wedding and for something else. You had like 3 weddings that you
Yeah.
had to or like bachelor parties or whatever that you had to travel for. Also have a new mic and it's in front of me and I still have to
Yeah.
get used to that.
He
It's
hates
actually on
that.
camera.
Yeah, he hates the camera look.
I don't really like it, but I mean the way these fucking mics work,
You
like
sort of have to.
if it's not like inside of your mouth, it doesn't
Yeah, I'm
hear
usually
you.
it's touching my lips normally.
Yeah, I know. It's yours is very intimate. Mine you can see the distance.
Yeah.
You can see that there
we're
is a
fans of
little
each
bit of
other.
space.
So yeah. I guess we can get started with the let's get started with the titty, because everything else is related to each other that we want to talk about this week.
So far, yeah.
Yeah. So
You
big
go
titty.
first.
Mine
first.
is that in 10 days Bleach is coming back. Very excited about that. I've been doing a rewatch of the old series. I just finished it and I binged it.
I do have something I want to say about that, but you finish this first. But I
Okay.
just thought of it. I want to say something.
They warned me. They were like, "Listen, Bleach is leaving Hulu on October 1st." So last weekend I watched 100 episodes. I took a shower and I had my iPad right outside the shower, so because it was a filler episode, so it wasn't that important, but just so like every once in a while I could, because it was dub, I could hear it, I could glance
still
over,
watched the
check the
filler.
episode. Oh yeah, that
He
too.
still watched the filler.
Yeah.
He had a time limit and still watched the filler.
Listen, I have to. I'm not a fake fan. I gotta do it. Listen, no, and here's the thing: if they ever released a Bleach Kai, I'd 100% only watch that version. 2, if Anime Planet had a version where they were like, I watched this one once, and I watched this version, which is like 100 episodes less than the actual version, I'd just click that, and it'd be simple. But I can't lie on my time watched.
Right. So number of times watched 1x full, 1x
no filler.
minus filler
exactly.
or something.
I'd love that.
I mean, we should just bombard them with requests for it because
that
way you could just skip it.
Yeah. Then I can watch Naruto Kai.
I mean, everything does. The unofficial Naruto Kai. I mean, Naruto Kai cuts out like 100. Naruto's what killed filler for me. I used to watch every episode. I used to not have a problem with filler because it was like 2 episodes here and there, and they were just kind of dumb. But Naruto did entire fucking arcs that were so
90
stupid.
Episodes in between.
They were so stupid. Yeah. But what I want to say about this is when I first watched Bleach, Vinny recommends it to me. I watch it, and I think I watched 50 episodes in a weekend, and I was insulted.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, how could you watch that many episodes? That's insane. Do you not have a life? Did you shower? Did you eat? Did you poop? Like, so come up and say, fuck you. Fuck you.
At the time, I had more of a life. Now I don't. Now I'm post-COVID.
I watched this before. I think it was before Hulu even existed.
Yeah,
it might have been. Oh no. Hulu came out in college. Oh yeah, no, it did come up around then. Hulu like came out when I was in college or something. Yeah, I watched it on like the sites where if you watched 3 episodes, it was fine, and the 4th one it buffered at the pace of like 1 episode a day, and I was just refreshing, clearing cookies just to watch as much as I could because I liked Bleach, and I was also just trying to get up to the part where you were like, yeah, you got to see up to here.
It was great. But yeah, so very excited about that. I hope what I know of the final arc, it should be fun. I don't know everything. I just know like the big spoilers because I thought that this would never get made. So I just looked it up at one point.
I've only seen up to Aizen, and I can't remember if it was. I feel like it was because it was still actively being animated when I watched it, wasn't it?
There was no break in between Aizen and Fullbringer, right? Well, no, there was like
but But it was still
there was a filler arc in between.
Yeah, there was a filler arc, and I think it was on the filler arc when I finally caught up or something. And I was like, maybe I'll watch the rest of it later or whatever. And I saw some screenshots from the manga and stuff. I know the manga was still coming out way after I watched it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll get back to it eventually. I just never really went back, especially when they said they weren't going to animate the last thing. I was like, well, if I ever go back to it, I'll just read the manga.
Yeah. But yeah,
I've only seen up to Aizen.
What's your big titty then?
Whoa, you have more in yours. Releasing consistently.
True.
Yeah,
okay, listen,
talk about that.
Listen, if they this whole JoJo Part 6, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Netflix needs to step up their game. They're doing this stupid thing where they released 12 episodes. Japan, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. I don't care. I don't know. Netflix in the US does 12 episodes. Then they wait 10 months. Then they do another 12. And then they do probably another 10 months, I presume. And then the final batch will come out. I can't watch stuff like that. It's like...
It is heinous. It's ridiculous.
I agree with... So we have a debate on weekly versus batch. I agree with you. Well, no, we don't agree. But I'm fine with batch, like all at once, binge it. I'm fine with weekly. This one, though, this third option, it's the worst ever.
Well, yeah, the third option just shouldn't exist. And we're going to get back to that debate. So, but yeah, you're right. The third option shouldn't exist. I don't really understand why Netflix does that with JoJo though, because I know that I think one of the first ones they ever did was Seven Deadly Sins, and they just released that whole thing, like one whole season at a time, the same way they do like literally every other show.
Yeah.
Except for Stranger Things season 4, they're like, let's hold 2 episodes back for
that was
for
like
a month.
Freaking movie, and I'm fine with that only because it was only a month.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, maybe they needed reshoots. Maybe they needed more time to finish, and they wanted to get to a release schedule, like whatever. It was a month. It wasn't like 10 months later, a year later, let's release 2 more episodes, and then there's like a 3-year break, and then season 5.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure nothing on Hulu has ever released like that. I'm pretty sure it's only been binge or only be weekly, and I think
they do simulcast sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this will be a
possible
simulcast.
They'll do that.
Yeah.
I hope that like Disney Plus also like adopts that strategy at the very least. I would also prefer binge. Like we will get into that debate at some point, but like at the very least, just do the simulcast. Like I'm fine the way Crunchyroll does it because that's literally as often as it comes out in Japan. I'm fine with that. But if they're going through the process of dubbing it, and I'm fine with that in that situation. But when they're releasing it on a streaming platform, not simulcast, like way after the fact, like they're waiting for the dub to be done.
Yeah.
You know it's all done by the time they start releasing it, so just fucking release it.
Yeah.
So, and we can go into the details there, but I'll do my big titty. So mine is smaller because it's just really like a tease. So the actor that does Silence, who I go up and down on my love and hatred of this character, based on the story mostly. He accidentally, because he deleted the tweet, teased that he was working on Horizon Forbidden West stuff. And there's no way it was like a tweet from 3 years ago that was in his like drafts folder that he published by accident, because he had the hashtag there, and there's no way he'd have that if it was still in development.
Yeah.
So they're definitely working on DLC. I would imagine they're probably gonna do like one DLC though, like the same way they did Frozen Wilds. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do like 2 or 3 the same way like most other games do, like Witcher 3 and stuff. Just because it's huge, and I'm sure they're already working on like the next game. And they're working on a VR game.
Did it end with a tease for a third? I didn't beat.
There's definitely gonna be a third.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you details, but there's definitely gonna be a third. And I can't. Anyway, I can't tell you more.
All right.
I just need you to play that game.
I will.
I mean, that's like a new game too.
On my desk.
I should not have to. I don't know if we've talked about this. He has a system for game readings. Mm-hmm. I have more than enough points, but I am not doing a redeem on a PS5 game. Not yet, at least.
I think
because I know you want to play it.
But I think Assassin's Creed Origins is new enough. Or like
that's from PS4.
Oh, okay.
Valhalla released in the same release window as the PS5.
Oh. And wait, was it Origin Odyssey Valhalla, or was it Odyssey Origin Valhalla?
It's Origins Odyssey. You think I redeemed the second one in the series? You would have slapped me.
I was told that none of these, after Desmond or whatever, I've told none of these matter. So that's why
none of that. No, I think they're all standalone in their own right, but the way that they reveal information about like the background lore of Assassin's Creed, it it would be you should play them in the order they release, like Origins, Odyssey, and then
So this
Valhalla.
is basically
Valhalla
a new
obviously gives you the
trilogy.
most.
Yeah.
Basically, and it sounds like when they move on from this, they're kind of done with that, with this whole thing, this whole like
so
wide spanning thing.
Almost think of it like God of War then. Like you got your Greek era, you got your Norse era in an Assassin's Creed, you got your Desmond era, you got
You have Desmond
individuals
era, you
sprinkled
got
in,
yeah,
and
you got
then
Desmond era, you have this ambiguous like we're releasing one game per year era just because they can, and then you have like this now badass era
yeah.
of a ton of background lore about. You played up to 3
No,
or
I
you
never
haven't played
beat
any?
Brotherhood. So I
Oh,
stopped.
right.
I played some of Brotherhood.
Well, if you do the full Desmond arc, you find out more about the stuff because you found if you played 2, you did the truth, the
Yeah.
Apple of Eden, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You find out a ton more about the society that actually made them.
I just know what happens at the
So,
end of 3 or the end of his arc or whatever. I don't know
yeah.
how
Oh,
it
you know
happens.
what
I
happens.
just know he dies.
Okay. Yeah. So they talk about that. Like you get more information about that society in the Desmond arc, and then this Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla arc is like you're almost living like the
To the
experiences
Okay, so like to
like
the
of
point where
this
it was
original
created.
society.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find out just a ton, way more information. You find way more artifacts related to like this first society, way more than just like fighting over this one apple
Gotcha.
and
That's cool.
stuff. So yeah. But anyway,
Um
back to my I'm excited for the Forbidden West DLC because Forbidden West was an amazing game and you need to play it
yeah,
as
I
soon as
will.
possible. It was I mean, and a lot of things that you didn't like with the first one, I think you'll be fine with in this one. I'll admit there are flying enemies.
I can't stand them,
I'll
man.
admit there are flying enemies. But I think they're easier to hit in this. I think like the arrows almost like zoom up a little bit at them. They also, when I played it, since it was so close to release, they had really weird glitches with like the flying enemies. Some of them just like literally like hovered in place like this T pose for a bird, and then you could just shoot them all you wanted.
Oh, well that's probably
So you
fixed.
waiting for them to fix it
Yeah.
will
I'm
hurt
struggling
you.
here. Yeah.
But some of them, there's one called a Sunwing. Dude, don't walk up to them until you're ready. Like, and they're not even like an end tier thing. They're just so annoying because they hit you with this new kind of energy, which like plasma, which when you get hit, it builds up and explodes. So as soon
Oh.
as you get touched once, you have a timer on you when there's going to be a bomb that goes off and knocks you sideways. And
And you
it's
can't
like
do
you
anything
can't do
about
anything
it?
to get rid of
Yeah.
it. I think there are like modifications to your armor where you can like be resistant to it, so you might not get that status effect, or there's like maybe a percentage thing. But I don't think I ever used it because I found awesome armor pretty early and put in some like good coils or whatever, and
That
I just
armor in the
never
first
went
one
back.
was it just made the game so much better. And it
It's
sucks
a
that
game changer,
yeah.
but the armor overall in this one is much better.
Oh, okay.
Like the armor system is way different. You can
Okay.
customize it. There's like 5 different like genres of armor, tiers of armor or whatever, where
Oh,
there
gotcha.
are some that are focused on like physical combat, there are some that are focused on stealth and defense and stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you'll see soon.
Soon.
TM. Soon TM.
Um,
Um
but yeah.
but yeah, no, that's mine. I'm just really excited for it. I'm glad that it was teased. I mean, I'm pretty sure when the game first came out, they were saying stuff like they definitely had plans to expand within the game the same way they did with Frozen Wilds. So I was like assuming that DLC was coming, but then they announced that VR game, so I wasn't sure. But now this basically confirms it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a VR game. I'm not a huge like I have an Oculus too. I like it. I just don't know how I feel about like canon VR type things. It like
Yeah,
forces people to get it.
yeah. Aloy is apparently a character in that game, but not who you play. So it's
Oh,
not
okay.
like
Not like
super
super. Yeah.
duper canon. Like it'll be canon because she exists in the
Yeah.
game and it's made by the same studio, I think, or they have input somehow. But but yeah, she's not like the MC. They're not the main
Gotcha.
character that you're
Bow
living
and
like
arrow
in
could be
like a whole
cool though
story.
in VR.
Yeah. I would be like I'm tempted to. I want to at least watch someone stream it and see
Yeah.
what it's like and how good it really is. Because like
And
bow and
I
arrow
heard the
always sucks me
PS
into a game.
PS2 PS5 VR or whatever they're calling it. That one looks cool. Like the specs on it. I've heard it's pretty cool, but I don't know if I would
I mean,
get one because
hopefully
I
it's
have the
advanced.
Oculus. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say hopefully it's more advanced than the Oculus. I mean, the Oculus is now like 2 years old,
Yeah.
or the Oculus 2, Quest 2. It's like 2 or 3 years old. So hopefully what they release is like a step up.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Um But yeah, so we're gonna get into just Disney Marvel shit now. Um, he's a little behind on it. He just finished Miss Marvel.
Yeah, all I
Um,
have. What do I have? I just have She-Hulk left, right?
um,
That's the only thing I'm missing, I think, from the shows. I've seen all the movies.
yeah. That's it. I just
Okay.
mean you were a
Yeah.
little behind in watching it. Like it was
Oh
done
yeah,
for
yeah.
like 2 months, I think, before you
Like on
watched it.
Monday, I watched the first three, and then today we watched the last three. I
Yeah.
just finished it like 3 hours ago, and then we switched to Dahmer on
Yeah, people
Netflix.
are talking about that. Like, did no one know he existed? That's what I'm gathering from social media. People
No,
don't know that he was a person.
well, he was arrested in '94. Like even when I was a kid. So
But
like
I
it's
knew
like
about
my
him.
parents' generation. I mean, I've heard the name Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Like I've heard that name, and I knew he was a serial killer or like a murderer, but I never knew like many details about him.
Yeah.
I
I
just
guess
knew
I
that the
don't
name. It
know.
was like a John Wayne
Did he
Gacy
eat
thing.
people or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
people eater.
Oh yeah, because there's a song lyric where they say "Eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer." Yeah.
Yeah, I think like he focused mostly on the heart. He ate the hearts usually, and then maybe some other stuff. But he was like, yeah, like a real life Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that until this
Yeah.
series,
And
but
it's
I
Evan Peters, right?
figured it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's cool.
and they made him look a lot like him. I looked him up today because like a lot of the things deal with like physical fitness and like his looks and like
Hmm.
from the time period where all this was going on, like racism and like everything. So he got like passes in the system that he
Oh,
shouldn't have gotten.
gotcha.
So I had to look him up to see if he really looked like this, and yeah, like not. I'm not gonna say like I wouldn't be. I'm not a fan or anything like that, but like the dude, if he was a normal dude, he probably could have been a model. Like
Damn.
a natural blonde hair. He was definitely physically fit because that's part of this actual series. Is he gets really into fitness at one point.
Mm.
Like yeah, he could. He probably could have like had like if he was a normal person, he probably would have had everything handed to him in life. So.
But he wanted to go out and kill people, so that'll
Well, he
happen.
was just a fucking weirdo, man. Like Evan Peters, I'm sure plays him pretty accurately, and my God, I would never talk to this dude
He
like in real life.
he does like serial killers and like everything. I feel like he did in American Horror Story season 1. That scene's have you ever watched that show?
Nah,
Scary
I
as
haven't.
shit. It's like the whole point is like or the whole like part of season 1 is it's like a haunted house or whatever, and that's supposed to be the scary part, but not. There's a scene where like you see him as a school shooter. That's the scariest scene in the whole season 1. None of the
Mm,
horror stuff that they try to get you with. Like he's very
yeah,
good at acting like a serial killer.
I've seen episodes here and there, so I don't know, but I don't know from which season, and I know they're all like, I know I haven't seen Freak Show,
Yeah,
and I
that's the
don't think
one that
I've
I
seen
stopped on.
Convent, but I think I saw episodes from like the first and second season here and
Yeah,
there.
Murder House is good. Asylum's good. Coven is okay. Actually, no, Coven's good. And then I need to see Freak Show. I think Hotel is the one where Lady Gaga comes in or something. But I heard that was
Hmm.
good. I'll probably
Yeah,
watch it eventually. I liked it. I
I'm
just
he even plays a serial killer in X-Men, Quicksilver, you
yeah yeah.
know.
Those are the best scenes in X Men too. I'm
Oh
excited
yeah,
for.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they even someone else did it. I forget who did it, but they were like, "Oh, this." I think it's when DC copied them with Flash. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I've seen this with Quicksilver. Like,
Oh, did
I don't
they?
need this scene." Yeah, they did. Like whenever he goes and his electricity's going
Oh
off and
yeah
stuff, and it freezes everything, and he
yeah.
just does whatever he wants.
That dude.
Like,
I don't know what the fuck DC is doing. Like that dude. I don't know if he gets fired. I don't know if they like they're not canceling his movie, but I don't know if maybe Flashpoint like changes Barry himself, but that wouldn't make sense.
yeah, they'll probably switch to a different Flash.
Yeah,
To be
I don't know
honest,
if he dies, but he's just a problematic dude.
I mean, they
Or
have
sorry,
no.
they don't go by him, so we'll get canceled.
I mean, they have no problem. They, as in Warner Brothers, has no problem recasting their heroes. So I don't see why there's anything going on. Like I would have assumed that they would just be like, "Yeah, he's done. We'll
Mm,
reshoot the entire movie."
yeah,
Like I wouldn't have thought that they would have batted an eyelash at
yeah.
that. Like if you're gonna get rid of Henry Cavill as Superman,
Is that even confirmed?
no, I think it's almost. I think it's almost like officially confirmed that he's actually coming back as Superman.
Yeah.
Because I know The Rock loves him as Superman and he
Yeah,
wants to fight him.
but I don't know. I've heard people I don't know. I didn't hate the Black Adam trailer. I didn't love it. People say it's gonna be ass, so we'll see.
I saw something that there's like a correction they released for the most recent one. Like there was something wrong with it.
No,
I don't know.
really?
I didn't read this. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's just like a clickbaity title. Warner Brothers corrects latest TV spot for Black Adam.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
don't know. Maybe they fixed something about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can get off of Jeffrey Dahmer and serial killers and
Yeah.
go into D23.
But yeah, so did you like the end of Miss Marvel? I know you weren't a huge fan of the first 3 episodes.
So my problems. I had a few problems with Miss Marvel. I mean, I had a few problems with I have a few problems with most things that they release. Like you can always nitpick,
Yeah.
but I liked it toward the end. I like the ending better than like the beginning. I mean, there's not really enough explained about the entire like supernatural aspect of it and like ancestry and stuff for me.
Yeah.
Like I really would have expected in an origin series to have a little bit more. I mean, yeah, she doesn't know herself what's going
Yeah,
on.
I think we're
I
gonna get a lot
understand
more
that.
in the Marvels. Or I
But I
hope.
mean, they literally did half an episode or like three-quarters of an episode with her grandmother who is from
Yeah.
the other thing. Like
Yeah, they
show me something.
that I think was a little problematic in the show, just explanation with that. I also like I feel like it didn't have a strong villain.
Oh, it didn't at all.
Yeah, and
It
that's
didn't at all
like
because they flip flop back and forth. Are they going to make Department of Collateral Damage the big bad? Or are they going to make these like other like the Jinn
yeah.
the big bad? And they all kind of fizzle out.
Mhm.
Really, the best scene was in that last episode when they're fighting against the DODC.
Yeah.
No,
DODC.
DOCD.
Or is it
No,
CD? I thought
collateral damage.
oh.
Collateral
I
damage.
thought it was damage control.
Oh, damage control. I thought it was collateral damage. All right,
Yeah.
yeah. DODC. Yeah. When they're dealing with them and they like are all doing all their trickery and stuff, that was like one of the best scenes for me.
Do you
And I think the best character in the whole series was her brother. He's the
Oh yeah.
funniest.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him the best. I really hope that somehow he is involved in many more Marvel projects.
I well, so one of my friends who is Indian, he was like this. So the reason I like it is, yeah, he was like, this is like, obviously, there's not really like, uh, Middle Eastern superheroes really like ever in Marvel. So he's like, that's awesome. He said like all the representation they did, like the wedding, going there, and like seeing the culture there. He said that's all spot on. So like whenever things are accurate, I think that's a plus for me.
Well, that's the part I like the best. The Marvel part of it, I didn't even care about.
Yeah,
The the
the cultural aspect.
cultural
Yeah,
aspect of it, I loved everything
yeah,
about that. I loved everything about that, like all the family dynamics. Everyone's an auntie or
yeah.
whatever.
The Illuminatis.
Uh, that the way they just like weave in and out of Urdu and
Mm-hmm.
Arabic and stuff, and it's just totally fine. And sometimes they translate it, and sometimes it just like the subtitles, if you have the closed captioning on, just says speaking
Yeah.
Urdu. So like you're not supposed to know what it is. The way they just weave in and out. And yeah, finding and when they went there and everything. One of my other big gripes is like I live in Jersey. I know Jersey City. That does not look like Jersey City. Like
Yeah.
I've been to Jersey City a lot in my life. That I mean, maybe that's what it looked like when they originally came up with this concept, or like when in Marvel's universe, what Jersey City looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first like 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, this is 100% just in New York City.
Yeah.
It does not look as much like Jersey City as it should. And then at the very end, it did look more like Jersey City. And when they show like the outside of our house, I'm like, I've never seen a house like that in Jersey City in my whole life. That's definitely in like Harrison, which is like 2 towns over
Oh,
and not
gotcha.
nearly as like built up yet, but it's becoming built up because it
Mhm.
has there's a train called the Path to New York City, and a lot of people take it because it's really convenient. It's in Jersey City and Hoboken, and it's also in Harrison. So her
Gotcha.
house looked like she was in Harrison. The outside stuff, like where the Spider-Man discount bargain bin Spider-Man kid uh, is uh, is in. It looks like it's straight up in New York City. And then when they did some of the outside stuff for like some of the high schools and stuff, like for the high school, it looked kind of like Jersey City. So
Yeah.
it wasn't very consistent. As a local though, like almost no one else
Yeah, like I didn't
that's
pick up on
outside of
that, so
Jersey
it's
would
fine.
have any issue with
Yeah.
how Jersey City looks. So
Iman Vellani, I thought she was a great casting. Just from what I know about the Miss Marvel character, like in the comics, I think she like embodied Miss Marvel very well, like very like excited about everything, youthful type thing. Um
yeah, I
uh
liked her. I don't one of the one of the things was like, how did some of the moves she came up with? I was like, there's no way you're training these moves. How do you know these moves, right? Like some of that was a little unrealistic. Maybe if they focus a little bit more on her like having taken classes as a kid, even just a comment, like, oh, you did karate or something. Like, give me something that gives me the awareness that she's gonna have like the reflexes. She doesn't look like she's athletic at all. She gets hit in the face with a basketball and is standing in the middle of a basketball court, just going, waving her hands in the air, just jumping, like doing like half jumping jacks and half jumping up, and then the girl passes the ball to her and she hits her in the face. So you're telling me that unathletic person fought off 5 or 6 like hardened, centuries old fighters, and she had like the same reflexes as them, the same strength. Like she started doing these weird fucking fighting moves. So they just kind of played it fast and loose with all the actual like superpower aspects of this. They like focused more on the cultural thing, which is fine, but they should have put in a little bit more effort into the like actual origin story of the superhero.
Yeah. Post-credit scene was awesome. I know people have a problem with is Brie Larson. They switched.
Oh
places.
yeah. That was crazy. Also, this fucking bracelet. Like, I really hope it's connected.
So, like, you saw Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah.
You know the post-credit scene? People think that beacon was the other bracelet, and that's where Miss Marvel went to, or sorry, Captain Marvel went to. And then when she put it on, and then Miss Marvel put it on, they swap places.
Okay, I could see that.
So
I hope that they're related. I hope that
they have to be.
And whatever they're retconning out for these 10 rings thing, like for the origin and stuff, I hope that they're related to the bracelet in some way, so like they can kind of team up.
And then last thing from the show, I think that was pretty important. I don't think you care. I sure as hell didn't care. They officially made Kamala Khan a mutant in the MCU, which is not at all in the comics. In the comics, she's an Inhuman. So everyone, when it came out, was super pissed about that. It doesn't change anything. Literally, they created Inhumans because, I forget, they like stopped using mutants in the MCU. So it was literally just another way to make more mutants without saying mutants, or in the Marvel comics, not the MCU. But yeah, so I don't think it's a huge deal. She's officially the first, not the first canonically or chronologically mutant in the MCU, but the first in the timeline.
She's the dipping the toe for Disney into the mutant waters.
It's 100% mutants because the X-Men theme, the 97 X-Men comic TV show, the theme played when they said it's like a mutation.
Yeah. So well, I really hope that, I know her brother was like somehow officially not, based on, again, discount Spider-Man's like analysis. Yeah, Brian. I know he's not, but man, I really hope he is, because that actor he needs to be in it. He needs to be in it. Everything about him is perfect for an actor, like in that role, everything. But yeah, no, I also like that. I like that about it. And then just my last thing is like, why does every single Marvel superhero have either is a genius or knows a genius as a close personal friend? The dude gets into Caltech on an early advanced program. Like, she's like, oh, these people are from an alternate dimension, and he puts together some sort of algorithm to figure out if it's going to cause an explosion or not. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Where did you pull that out? And he's literally sitting there doing calculus homework at his day job in a bodega, or like some little quickie mart thing.
It's like, very unrealistic, but at the same time, it's like, how else? Who's gonna explain that aspect plot wise? Like, is she gonna find some random adult who knows what they're talking about? Like,
well, she did, and then they killed him.
Yeah. That guy
Spoiler
was
alert.
Cool.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Obviously, whenever we talk about these series, they're new-ish, but spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she did. She found someone, and then he was probably a total wealth of information, and then they're like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Let's get rid of him. Like, come on.
But yeah, overall, really like the show. She-Hulk is good so far. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk too in depth. I am 3 episodes behind. Because I was so focused on Bleach. People aren't liking it that much. I think it's fine. I think it started off really strong. I've heard the last couple episodes haven't been as strong. But also I think people are just like kind of, I'll say it, I think people are just kind of sexist. Just get over it. If she's gonna twerk on screen with Megan Thee Stallion, that's not gonna hurt you. It's a 12-second twerk. Get over it. It's a post-credit scene. It's not even in the main show. Like, just get over it.
Yeah, I saw the memes related to that.
Yeah, it's like it's not that big of a deal. I promise you. I promise you that this show that could have been included or not been included and it changes nothing. That post-credit scene, if it wasn't that, it was going to be something stupid. The post-credit scenes of these shows, unless they're like really hype, they're very dumb.
Yeah, unless they're
Pizza
later in
Papa,
the actual season.
Pizza Papa, super dumb. I'll say it. That post-credit scene was dumb.
The
Oh, it's
Sam Raimi
over
one.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's because that's just who he is, that character.
Yeah.
That actor, I mean. Um,
But no, also for She-Hulk, every episode has a post-credit scene. PSA.
okay. I think like in an unbiased way, I think that Disney started off with their series on Disney Plus, like for Marvel, with existing characters and like existing relationships, and they introduced new side characters that grew. So I think they're struggling a bit to figure out exactly how to do origin stories and like introduce new characters with the series by themselves. Like
Wait,
if
did
it
you watch
was a
Moon Knight?
Hulk series, yes, I did. Moon Knight is the exception.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was strong.
But Moon Knight is graphic and
Yeah.
it immediately gets you. They immediately
Yeah.
have this dude. And they have Oscar Isaac,
Yeah.
a veteran actor, also. So that's a little bit different than
But
having
no, I
like
think
a kid
having
actor in this one.
Mark Ruffalo in the first episode, I think helps the series as a whole.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would think that if they just did a Hulk series where they introduce She-Hulk and she is like maybe in every single episode, but she's a like more of a supporting character, and they use the relevance and the knowledge people have from the existing MCU of Hulk, it would be like a stronger series, and then they spin it off into a show. The same way they did like the Avengers after they did the origin stories for all these people. Like they're just doing origin stories and they're just involving them in Marvel Universe by having like this girl was a huge fan of Captain Marvel. Okay. That's her tie into the Marvel Universe or whatever.
Yeah.
And they probably missed the mark a little bit where they have so much of this like propaganda and stuff, like the Ant-Man stuff in Pakistan just on the wall. You can start like little things can still make big changes thing. Like they probably could have shown that a lot more like throughout everything. I mean, like if we had superheroes flying around basically the same way that Superman is in like the DC cinematic universe, like there's statues to him everywhere.
Yeah.
Because he is this fucking amazing god that came down to earth and is like, instead of enslaving you people, I will save you. Right? Like if we had Thor, we know he actually exists, which means all the Asgardians do, we'd be taking a big look into that kind of cult, the lore, and be like, well, Thor, bring down your fucking buddies here. We need this guy who can summon rain and all this other shit. So,
speaking of Thor, also I did lose the bet, so I will be paying for one of the two things that we decide. Not sure which one yet. But
yeah, at this point we got to look into what the options are because it's been so long.
Yeah.
To look into what actually is possible.
Also, I think the biggest flaw with, again, being behind on She-Hulk and not seeing everything, I think the biggest flaw of the show was showing Daredevil in the trailer. 100%. It is weak. So episode 7 now is out. There's 9 episodes instead of 6 for this one. Episode 7 just came out. We've known he was going to be in the show since episode 1. People, since week, I think 4 came out, thought, okay, this is the week for him. This is the week for him. This is the week for him. And it's Charlie Cox, a character that, or an actor that everyone loves as Daredevil. So every week people are waiting for him and he's not showing up. And he's probably not going to, he's probably not show up in 8. Probably going to be an 8 and 9 team up type of thing. But I think that's the biggest flaw of the show by far, was showing him.
So it's not even a flaw of the show, it's a flaw of the marketing.
Yeah.
Leading up to the show, which is the same thing. They did the same thing for one of the Terminator movies, where the guy who like John Connor is like the guy that's playing John Connor is there, and in the trailer they show that he comes back to life with nanobots, like he is one of the Terminators, and it's like, dude, that's the whole big reveal of the movie at the very end. And like even the head of marketing guy was like, yeah, that trailer was a mistake. Who the fuck cleared that?
Yeah.
So it's basically a marketing failure on Disney's part, which is surprising because you would think that their QA would be like airtight on that.
Yeah. But no, Jen Walters, She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, I think the actress's name is. She's great. Love her in all the episodes. I love anything that like breaks the fourth wall. So like same with Deadpool. That's why I love Deadpool so much. She does that a lot. So overall, I like the show. I think there's definitely problems with it, but I wouldn't say I dislike it. I also like most things Marvel. So
yeah, again, like as like
biased.
Yeah, so like my dislike of Miss Marvel at the very beginning was really just related because I didn't get enough Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Like I had no problem with the actual like content of the episodes. I guess it was just a little bit boring because they were world building just an existing culture instead of
Yeah.
like world building like this female character's power set and like other stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of her character is tied to family. Like a lot, like literally, it's the whole reason that she can do this stuff is because she had an ancestor who was like from a different reality or whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, she's a mutant, so like you get the combination is what really gave her powers. Like one and the other, we don't even know her mutation might not even really be this power set. It's just like you can tap into this or like you
Yeah.
can do this other stuff, so she can grow over time. Also, so that's cool. So
Yeah.
like the concept is cool to me. But
And
speaking
then,
of Deadpool,
yeah, so we can
we
get
gotta
into
get
D23 now. We're about halfway
yeah.
through the episode, so I think what we're gonna do is lightning round all the Disney or all the D23 announcements, and then we'll focus in on Marvel. So
Some of these might even be surprises to me.
yeah,
So
because you don't know, you didn't watch pretty much anything, right?
no, I was just looking up like the like articles here and there
Yeah.
as it was happening.
So Walt Disney Studios, we got Hocus Pocus 2. Was never really a huge fan of the first one. Don't really
I
care.
am a huge fan of the first one. The second one just came out as we're filming this. Like I think it came out this weekend. I haven't seen it yet though. I'm gonna probably save that for closer to Halloween.
Yeah, he heard it wasn't good. I heard it was okay. Again, I think it was past my time period, so I didn't really see it. Disenchanted, a sequel to 2007's Enchanted. Don't think I ever saw that one.
Great movie.
Um,
That had Isla Fisher, either Isla Fisher or Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane.
Amy Adams is in it, yeah.
Amy Adams, okay. So it had Amy Adams as I always get them confused. They're like
It says
both redheads.
Giselle, she's an anti-hero in this one.
Yeah, as she had and then it had Scott Marsden. It had a Cyclops from the original
Oh, really?
one, I think, as the Prince Charming
Oh.
of the series or whatever, or of the movie. It was a great movie. You should watch it.
All right, it's probably on Disney Plus.
It had good songs. It had a lot of good songs.
I love that. That'll get me. Peter Pan and Wendy was never a Peter Pan guy. Don't really care.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen. I don't think I've seen any of the live action Disney's, honestly.
I love the fan theories about Peter Pan because they're pretty dark.
Oh, that he's like a freaking creepo because he only
that he's basically
kids.
like a god of death. Yeah, and like if a kid gets too old, he just fucking kills them and replaces them with a different lost point stuff. And that Captain Hook is the real protagonist and shit. Dude, I love those theories. Yeah. So, but as a movie, Peter Pan is just eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion. I loved the Eddie Murphy one as a kid. Probably couldn't tell you anything about it now. I need a rewatch, but I like the first one. Let's see. Mufasa the Lion King.
Oh yeah, is that another live action?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, you were saying
Seth Rogen and Billy
actions.
Eichner as Pumbaa and Timon, which they were in the live action, I believe.
And Seth Rogen's just getting all up in Disney. Oh no, wait, no. Nintendo's not doing to go through Disney, is she? Is it? He's Donkey Kong.
He is? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's Donkey Kong. That's why I was thinking that he's getting all up in Disney, but I'm probably wrong about that. I don't know who Nintendo has like making that movie.
Snow White was, I think, announced for the first time live action, starring Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot.
Oh, Gal Gadot. There you go.
They showed the trailer for The Little Mermaid. Racists, come on out, so we can block you.
So yeah, so I have no problem with it, but some of the things I was seeing was like if a lot of people are talking about like about the negative aspect of like recasting stuff, like that's it's gonna hold over your movie. So I was thinking like I have no problem with who they cast. I was thinking though one of my only problems with it is like why did you dye her hair red in the trailer? If you're gonna make her like a darker nationality, just run with it.
Yeah.
Why? Like, yes, iconically, she has white hair, has red hair, but also, yeah, she's pale white. Yeah. Also, and you change that aspect of it. So just run with it. Or if you want to do all these live action ones and you think people are going to complain about it and they'll lose nostalgia, just do them the way that they were cartoons and then expand the universes. Like, introduce extra side characters, something in the story, and then have the spinoffs be about them. The same way like Marvel could do it with these characters. I have no problem with the casting the way they did it, but if the movie sucks, they're gonna have like a pretty big problem on their hands. Probably like.
But if the movie
everyone's
sucks,
gonna
again, that's probably. I mean, we know she can sing just from the 2 seconds in the trailer. So it's like if the movie sucks, again, it's not gonna be a her thing. It's probably gonna be a studio thing. So like it just shouldn't be the hate towards the actress just shouldn't be happening either way. I think. Like, yeah, if she couldn't sing, it's like
Oh
that's a
yeah.
problem. But
Oh yeah, there should be no hate toward the actress. But like, if you're gonna complain to anyone, complain to the studio. They're the ones that made this decision, right? But like at the same time, I don't know where they're all based, but like you literally have Beauty and the Beast is in France, right?
yeah,
Like that's a culture where they have a ton of different nationalities that live in France. You had an opportunity there.
yeah.
I don't know where the Little Mermaid is based out of, but like imagine
I
if they
saw it
did
was some
like
European
Frozen.
country like Norway or something. But like
Yeah, that's the
even so, no, but
problem.
even so, let's say the book in 1950s whatever was Norway. Mermaids aren't real. It doesn't matter if
Yeah,
the people
for
and
mermaids,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. I was gonna say like imagine if they tried to recast Anna and Elsa because they're obviously Norwegian characters.
Yeah, but like even then people can just live there. It doesn't like at the end of the day it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter like that they did it.
Yeah.
But like Disney has a decision to make basically, which is like you could push the envelope. The only thing that I wouldn't like is if they did it just to do this like as a controversial thing or something.
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
if
obviously,
their
yeah.
whole
If you
reasoning
want,
behind
if you
it
want to
was
do it,
like
you should
that.
do it because she's a good actress, and that should be
Yeah.
like the main
Like
thing.
you auditioned
And you
people
were
of every
great.
nationality, and she's a great singer, so you don't need to hire like another singer to dub over her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But yeah, my biggest gripe based on the trailer is really just why dye her hair red.
Yeah.
It's not even a great red. It doesn't even stand out. It's not a vibrant red.
Yeah.
Like in the cartoon, it's literally that's her defining feature. That and the bikini that's the seashells.
Yeah.
Which they better keep.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw that. We just saw like neck up.
I think we just saw her face and her if you would consider it the fish ass, the tail.
Yeah.
So we saw tons of her ass. if it's right at the bottom of where her feet would be if she was human. Oh, and then my favorite thing about that though, my last comment on this, sorry, I had to say a lot, is the Trevor Noah tweet about it. Did you see that?
No.
He was like, guys, we really should not let the nationality casting of this actress take away from this amazing story, which is about a woman changing everything about her core identity to please a man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's funny. So that's it for Walt Disney. Now we're going into Pixar. These are probably gonna be quick because I can't really talk about them too much because I don't know much about them. Really, just like stills of the characters or small trailers or teasers were shown. So we got a movie called Elemental about this like fire and ice duo. Another.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I need to look that one up. That sounds
pretty
cool.
Or like the art style looks cool. Movie called Win or Lose seems like a baseball animated movie about a coach, based on what I can gather. Elio, Elio. Meet Elio. A boy finds himself transported across a galaxy and mistaken for the intergalactic ambassador for our planet Earth. Sounds.
Oh, I would have guessed that was a sequel to WALL-E. I'm not gonna lie, based on the name.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that movie, or I think I saw bits and pieces of it.
That's a good one. I mean, most Pixar stuff is pretty good if it's not followed by a number.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, speaking of that, Inside Out 2. Never saw Inside Out. Heard everyone cried at the end of it. Didn't feel like crying.
Inside Out. I mean, most Pixar movies are gonna have some kind of sad, right in the heart moment. Yeah. But Inside Out was obviously like more of one, like because it goes over like depression and other very like dark topics. So it was a good movie though. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Like my favorite Pixar, I think, until the day I die, is going to be Incredibles 1.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Unless they do like Incredibles 3 and it's like amazing.
Yeah. That's it for Pixar, Walt Disney Animation Studios, Zootopia Plus. The show is not a sequel series. It's focused on a mid-quill series of shorts focused on different characters during the timeline of the film.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, speaking of shorts, you also have to watch I Am Groot. So that's another one you're behind. I'm literally there like 2-minute episodes. There's like 6 episodes. It's great.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a great. I love that show. I don't know how to pronounce this one. It's Lagos, Nigeria. It's IW and then there's an A with an accent and then a J and then a U with an accent. Iwaju. That's what I'm gonna guess. Journey into a futuristic version of Lagos, Nigeria. That's what the thing's about.
So it's supposed to be like Wakanda?
Maybe. Oh yeah, because it's futuristic. Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's why. Yeah, futuristic and in Africa, right? So that's immediately it's going to be compared to Wakanda.
Strange World. I saw some trailers during this. I think during Thor. Didn't really pique my interest too much.
Oh, I think I saw that too.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it though. Yeah, it must not have stood out to me.
Wish. All new anime feature that explores how iconic the wishing star came to be, like the Disney wishing star that's always going over
Because of
the
Pinocchio.
logo. Yeah.
Because of Pinocchio, yeah.
That's it for animation studios. Now we're going on to Lucasfilm. They showed a trailer for Andor, which has started. The first 3 episodes came
I
out.
have not yet seen it.
Me
I haven't
neither.
yet seen it. I'm behind on
Willow.
Star Wars more than
Yeah,
I
that's
was
probably
on
what I
because
was
I
thinking of. Yeah, yeah.
Bad Batch. Like I haven't seen Bad Batch. I saw all of Obi-Wan
Yeah.
or Kenobi. I mean, but that was the last
Yeah.
Star Wars thing. I've only seen Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan. So Andor and the Bad Batch and all those and anything like animated for Star Wars I haven't seen.
Yeah. Willow. It says because no good IP goes unrevived in the world of Disney, Lucasfilm makes a sequel series to George Lucas's produced 1988 high fantasy film Willow. Never saw the first one, but yeah, there's a
Wasn't
sequel.
I need to look this up because wasn't Willow like the girl from Big Bang Theory, the one that ends up marrying Sheldon?
Kaylee Cuoco? Oh no,
No, the one that marries Sheldon.
I never saw Big Bang Theory. Um, Willow is
I can't believe
starring.
it's director Ron Howard, Val Kilmer. Yeah, no, it doesn't have her. I'm thinking of some other show that Disney
Um,
had on.
Bad
Oh wait, no.
Batch was shown season 2, and I think either they showed it in this one or they showed it in another trailer. That one of the Padawans from um the Clone Wars, there was a arc of Ahsoka leading some Padawans, and there was a Wookiee Padawan, and he was shown in the trailer of this, so I'm excited.
Hmm.
Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, which seems very cool. Um, it is an anthology film, or it's an anthology series. It's going to be 6 episodes. Um, Dave Filoni's part of it, so it'll probably be good. Basically, the 6 episodes are going to split into 2 paths. The first following Ahsoka Tano across various points in her life. So I think one still was shown with like Ahsoka on her mom's back or something, like her mom was carrying her. The other depicting a young Count Dooku before his fall into the dark side of the Force. So that
Oh,
one
that's
should be
cool.
cool. Very excited about that. Liam Neeson's coming back as Qui-Gon for this show.
God, yeah, that'll suck me right in, man.
And then
He's like I think my favorite Jedi.
Anakin,
I think
his
he's my
voice
favorite
actor.
Jedi.
I like Anakin's voice actor in the Clone Wars. He's gonna be back in it, and Ahsoka's voice actress is gonna be back in it, and Yaddle's gonna be back in it. That freaking female Yoda species that only appeared in episode 1 and we never saw her again. She's in it too.
Yeah.
The Ahsoka show, they showed some stuff of it. I think they officially showed that like Ezra or whatever the frick his name is from the Rebels is like he was cast in it. So I need to watch that show now. Because that show ended with him like getting sucked into a wormhole or something, and then that's why she was looking for I forgot his name. In Mandalorian season 2, she was looking for one of the villains who was sucked into the wormhole with him. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
clearly gonna be a sequel. Or it's gonna be it's gonna help to watch that show, I bet. Star Wars The Skeleton Crew. Not much info on the show. Jude Law is gonna be in it. So that's cool.
Right.
Mandalorian season 3 they showed. I don't think we got the trailer, or maybe we did. Yeah, no, we did. I didn't watch it though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Mandalorian's just we're gonna assume it's good.
Yeah. Indiana Jones 5. I think I saw the first one, so I don't really care about that. And here we go. Marvel Studios. First thing, before we forget, I want to talk about Deadpool first. Amazing. I can't believe they're doing it.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's
And
coming back.
yeah, I mean that's just the icing on the cake.
People
it really
honestly
is.
are mad, and I'm surprised.
They're mad because
they think because bringing him back here is gonna make the ending of Logan worse. But Logan is still Logan. We're not touching Logan. Logan happened in 2030 something, I think, or like
in the
some
future
dystopian future. So
yeah, of that time of in that like timeline or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
We don't even know how they're coming to the MCU still. Yeah, probably Deadpool still has Cable's watch at the end of 2. He's probably gonna do something with that, I imagine.
and
But
also I mean like they're just gonna be like, oh, Logan is Marvel Universe 973.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. There you
yeah.
go.
And then it's fixed. Like we're not touching Logan. Logan's an amazing movie. I love Logan, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. Um, But yeah, they're dynamic in like everything, all the memes, even this like teaser trailer thing. It's great. So the movie's gonna be great. Very excited about that. Um, so that wasn't D23. So now we're gonna get into Marvel D23.
It should have been D23.
Yeah, but he even
Since
said,
it's literally a year from now still.
yeah,
But yeah.
he even said, sorry we missed D23, which there's no way the deals were still being finalized that they couldn't have shown this then. So I don't really get the point, but whatever.
Yeah.
They showed some stuff for Wakanda Forever. I don't think there was a new trailer, so that's like they just gave more information. I think, which
I think during D23 they released the first trailer on TV spots
for Black Panther.
For what? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I watched that. I think I saw the first one that came out during Comic-Con. That one was cool. I'm gonna watch it day one. I'm excited for it. I think it could be very good. It could also flop it could flop, but I trust. I love the first one. I trust the director. Trust Kevin Feige. I think it'll be good. Um, then they showed some stuff with Ironheart. Again, I don't think they showed a trailer. They just brought some people on stage. She's gonna show up in Wakanda Forever. So hopefully we get like a V1 of her suit, and then the Disney Plus show finalizes that.
Mm-hmm.
Before I forget, more news that came out that was not D23. Armor Wars is officially a movie now. It's no longer a Disney Plus show, which could be cool, could be not so cool. I don't really know if Don Cheadle gives me, or not Don Cheadle. I trust Don Cheadle. I don't know if War Machine the character gives me main character energy for a film. I think he gives me main character energy for a show. I just don't know how I feel about him for a movie, but I'm sure he'll kill it.
Well, yeah, but I'm also sure at this point, like you should never assume that in anything Marvel there's only one of the existing characters.
Yeah, Armor Wars is definitely gonna be like him plus 17 other people.
Yeah.
They showed Quantumania stuff, which what's his face? I don't remember his name. Jonathan Majors is Kang. Gonna be great. He was great in Loki as He Who Remains. I'm sure he's gonna be great in this. They showed footage. We didn't get the footage though. Just people at D23 got the footage. I'm sure there's a leak somewhere, but I don't really care to watch camera footage.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for that. They showed Werewolf by Night, and there was a trailer publicized for us. It's it's like a horror short type of thing. It's like 40 minutes. I don't really know the character Werewolf by Night in the comics, but I know he exists. It's completely black and white, and it's very like 1950s horror movie trope vibes, which isn't my cup of tea. And I thought it wasn't going to be that good, and then all of a sudden, like a week after D20, or no, like last week now, so like a month after D23, people saw the show, like magazine companies and all that, they got like early footage or whatever. Everyone loves it, so I don't know. Either 1950s horror movies are their vibes and that's why they liked it, or it's just a good show overall. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm just
transcends the genre.
Yeah, I'm just generally not a fan of like black and white stuff, or like over dramatized, like like that's what I think of when I think of like 1950s horror.
1950s. Yeah. So. I don't like really watching any movies in black and white either.
Yeah, but we'll see. Don't know much about that character though, so it'll be completely new to me. There was a new trailer for Secret Invasion, which I'm sure is going to be freaking great. Khaleesi's coming to the MCU officially, which I'm excited about. Don Cheadle's going to be in it. Obviously, Sam Jackson and Colby Smulders is in it. And Talos, the Skrull from Captain Marvel. But yeah, that's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that. But yeah, there was a trailer for that, so you should watch that.
Okay.
They literally at D23 said, just announced at D23, Don Cheadle will return in Marvel Studios Armor Wars coming to Disney Plus. Again, this was released September 10th. Less than a month later, you're telling me they just decided it's a movie now? There's no way. There is no way. Who's out here making these announcements?
Yeah. These weren't signed off on by Kevin Feige.
Loki season 2 was shown, and they said that a Korean actor, I think from Everything Everywhere All at Once, is going to be in it. And I still haven't watched it.
I like that movie.
I have it. I bought it on 4K UHD. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it soon, but I haven't watched it yet.
If you like absurdist stuff, it'll be good.
Yeah, I
I
heard it was
liked
the
it.
multiverse movie that Doctor Strange should have been.
I don't know about that, but like everyone said that. I know the reports said like it was a better multiverse movie than Doctor
Yeah,
Strange. I think that Doctor Strange is kind of handcuffed, but like they need to
yeah.
not. Marvel can't go like that movie goes super weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I don't think that Doctor Strange really has like the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, in my group that watched it, there were like me and one of the guys loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other guy's girlfriend was like, it was okay, not that great. And then my girlfriend and our other friend were like, that it was a terrible movie. So
Wow.
it's gonna be polarizing. It's a weird movie, so if you're not gonna like appreciate the humor aspect of it and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like you're probably not gonna like it.
Gotcha.
As like, I mean, I think you'll like it, but I
Yeah.
mean, like for a broader audience,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Um. Then they showed one thing about, or they revealed one thing about Fantastic Four. The dude who directed WandaVision is directing this, which I think he did good at WandaVision. He'll probably do good at this. Um, I do miss what's his face, the dude who did all the Spider-Man trilogy, John Watts. He would have crushed this. I still trust this dude, but John Watts would have crushed this. So we'll see. Still no casting for them.
Mm.
Um, they showed us more about Echo. Don't think that they showed much about it. Um, and then what's his face? Vincent D'Onofrio stayed on stage and was like, "Are you going to talk about my show?" And then Charlie Cox came on stage. He was like, "Your show." And then they started talking about Daredevil. 18 episodes we're going to get for that.
Well deserved.
I think
He's a fantastic Daredevil.
yeah, I've never seen the Ben Affleck one. Don't really care to. Um,
I've seen it. It can be missed.
I think they said, what did they say? Yeah, 18 episodes. I think they might have shown a clip, or no, they showed a clip of She-Hulk, which again, that's the problem with the show. Um, I don't know if they gave us a date. I want to say it's sometime 2023, but I could be wrong. They gave us a new title for Captain America 4, Captain America New World Order. Which should be awesome. I think what's his face? Anthony Mackie. Probably. Hang on. My PS3 went, or my PS5 went into rest mode, and then my TV started playing. Um,
I noticed the changing in light.
yeah.
It was hilarious.
um. Isaiah Bradley's coming back for it. The Captain America from Falcon and Winter Soldier from like the 50s or whatever. Um. The Torres, the guy who he gave the wings to, is coming back for it.
I just saw that. That was like, I feel like that wasn't that like recently announced or something. That was part of D23.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the big one is that one of the doctors from the Incredible Hulk, which everyone's like, you can skip this movie, you can skip this movie, you can skip this movie. Now you can't skip this movie. He's coming into that movie too. Tim Blake Nelson joins the cast as Dr. Samuel Stearns, reprising his role from 2008's The Incredible Hulk, along with Shira Haas as Sabra.
Oh, this dude. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was guessing when you said that. I was gonna say, oh, it's probably this dude. I mean, they were obviously hinting at him becoming more of a part of the Marvel
yeah,
MCU, and it just took him like 20 years.
yeah. And people think that Jen Walters now is also, that wasn't announced, but I think it's just rumors that Jen Walters is going to appear in this movie, which would make sense if he's in this movie. That's how you tie a Hulk in, also. Um, so that's cool. I'm very excited for that movie. And then the big news. Well, I'll save that one for last. They also announced or they also showed some
Tease.
the Marvels, which they didn't show much about it. I think just the three actresses came on stage.
Yeah, I mean, they just
Um,
basically announced that
yeah,
like Miss Marvel. I mean, at the end, Miss Marvel returns in the Marvels, right? Obviously,
yeah.
Captain Marvel is going to be in that. And what's the third one?
Photon from
Oh,
WandaVision.
from WandaVision. Yep. Okay.
Um, the big announcement was Thunderbolts. Uh, they officially showed us the lineup from the MCU, what it's gonna be. There's one problem I have with it, and everything else is fine. There's what's her face, the girl from Seinfeld. I can't think of the actress's name or the
Julia
character.
Louis-Dreyfus.
Yep, she's obviously like gathering all the people. You got Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, the villain who can like go through things.
Yeah.
You got Red Guardian, so David Harbour, Stranger Things. That's hilarious. Um, you got what's her face, Yelena, obviously. You got Bucky, which is a little confusing because why would he join the team if John Walker's also on the team? Um, and then the one that's a little is Taskmaster because he was that was kind of ass in Black Widow. Hopefully, it's not the same Taskmaster. Maybe they go more comic book accurate Tony Masters route. I don't remember.
Well, at the end of Black Widow, she like
freed?
frees her.
Yeah.
She frees her, yeah. So she'll probably actually be a character. And I like the actress.
Yeah, maybe she just won't be a computer.
Olga
that was my main
Kurylenko or whatever. She's
that
Ukrainian.
was my main problem with it. Was that she was just a computer and she wasn't actually like copying the moves, which is what is so cool about the character is he can like see a move and then do it.
Well, I think that she was. It's just that they were like uploading data for her to watch. It wasn't that the computer was. It's not like the suit was doing it for her.
Oh, okay.
She was doing it while wearing the suit. They just were uploading data, so she was watching everything the Avengers did and could copy all their moves.
Oh, okay.
So especially Black Widow and Hawkeye, who are actual trained agents who know moves instead of swinging a hammer around.
Yeah.
You know.
Then the one thing that confuses me is Zemo is not in this picture, and as from what I know in the comics is he's like, maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was like the Tony Stark of the Thunderbolts. Like every iteration, like he's in it, but
they're probably just saving that as like a even bigger like surprise then.
Yeah.
Because that dude, in Civil War, that character, I was like, oh, he's an okay character. I don't think that he's Loki level villain or whatever. But then when he was in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was like, that's what he was in, right?
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was like, this dude's awesome.
Yeah.
I love this dude. So yeah, they have to start using him like a ton more. Yeah. He was absolutely amazing.
And then people think Red Hulk is gonna be in it, but Thunderbolt Ross, the actor, just died. So I don't know if they recast him, if they like I don't know, maybe he filmed some stuff. I don't know what the filming is on that project at all. But yeah. So that's the Marvel stuff. Apparently there was some 20th Century Studio. These aren't that important. We got Avatar: Way of the Water. Couldn't tell you much about the first film. I've seen it. Don't remember. I remember
I loved it.
I remember the dude's name is Jake Sully. That's the only thing I can tell you about that movie. Why is one of his sons blue in this trailer and one of them looks human? That doesn't make sense.
I can't tell you that. Have you ever seen Fern Gully?
No, never even heard of
it. Avatar is like a live action Fern Gully, basically. I mean, they're not the same story exactly. One is like about fairies, and this one's about blue people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically that was the biggest equivalent when it first came out. And I like Fern Gully, and I loved Avatar. I think I saw it in theaters like 3 times. Dang. Like I think I saw it the 3rd time because I went with my parents the 2nd time. My dad wanted to see it again. So
my main problem with the Avatar movies is just like, why are you saying that 5 movies are going to come out? MCU can do that. Even DC, which is ass, can do that. You don't know if people are going to like the second one. What if everyone goes and sees the second one and hates it? Why are you
the first 5? First one was like one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
But it also shouldn't be. I'll say that definitively.
I liked it a lot. So I would disagree. I don't. And I mean, like, you could say, like, you want one, like, the Marvel movies just keep breaking records and stuff, but
no,
I don't know. Avatar had a staying
I'm
power.
fine with a standalone movie, but it's like, how are you gonna like? Okay, let's just say there's a hypothetical universe where 2 sucks. The story's not gonna end now because you planned up to 5.
But I mean, the world itself can be expanded upon. If 2 sucks, you could just shift course and just time skip 300, 400 years in the future, whatever, and just make it up again. So I wouldn't consider that a big deal. I mean, when it first came out, I think the main guy, I forget the actor's name, Sam Worthington, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He was signed on for 3 movies. You also have a little bit of a boost in the fact that it had Zoe Saldana as the female. So now she has all that Marvel clout also.
Yeah.
So people are gonna be like, "Oh, even if you've never seen the first one, you're gonna be like, "Oh, Zoe Saldana's in this. Gamora's in this. Let's go check it out."
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Worthington dropped off the face of the earth after he did like 4 or 5 terrible movies in a row. But like, since he was contracted for, I think, at least 3 movies total for Avatar, he's gonna come back, and it's like probably gonna restart his career.
I think they showed something of Guardians 3, but that wasn't on my list, so maybe they didn't.
Maybe they just mentioned it or something.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for that one too. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news, and we just hit an hour basically. So.
Oh, good, good. I will say one thing about Marvel. I think, like your comment about the director of Spider-Man kind of reminded me. I think the way that they sign actors to deals, they need to sign directors too, because like Taika Waititi's like done, but the Thor is coming back. Yeah, he basically said that he's not coming, or I guess it's up in the air, but he's not contractually obligated to come back for the next Thor movie. And when at the end of the thing, the title card said Thor will return or whatever in Thor 4 or whatever it said, Taika Waititi, like there were articles where he was like, yeah, that was a big surprise to me and Chris Hemsworth. I was like, I don't think it's a surprise to Chris Hemsworth. I'm sure that he's contracted for more movies. Maybe he's not. Maybe he thought it would be like he'd have smaller projects or smaller parts in other series or other movies or something, and not a new Thor.
Yeah.
But Taika Waititi basically said like he was surprised. That part I believe, and like from what I talked to my buddy Fisher Phoenix, he was saying that everything that he's read from, and he like follows this stuff way more closely. He's a big movie buff. He was like, yeah, it seems like Taika Waititi's done with Marvel for now. So
I mean, he might just be like surprised, but not like maybe he's still open to it. Who knows?
I don't know. That probably like maybe start new talks or whatever. But as soon as Ragnarok came out, if they were going to use him more, they should have been like, all right, how does it sound to direct 4 of our movies? Like, I mean, just sign him on for X number. The thing is, or the good thing for these universes is Disney owns so much of Hollywood's properties now. Like if you're blacklisted by them because you refuse to work with them, you're like not going to work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 20th Century Fox, Marvel, Walt Disney like Studios, Walt Disney Animated Studios, Lucasfilms, they own like 40 or 50% of the movies that come out in theaters now.
Yeah.
So if you don't work with them, it's like kind of slim pickings.
Yeah.
So were you just going to constantly direct for Universal and stuff? Like, I don't know.
Oh, another thing. I just remembered. This was another like D23 thing, or not D23 thing, but like 2 days ago thing. Blade is apparently not in a good spot, and that makes me pretty sad because I was excited about the movie because Mahershala Ali, great actor, so I was very excited to see him. News came out a couple days ago that Mahershala Ali is very frustrated with the production of Marvel's upcoming vampire movie, with the script featuring just 2 lackluster action sequences. It says someone tweeted that he'd recently been told that the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features exactly 2 lackluster action sequences. Mahershala Ali said to be very frustrated with the process. It says scripts lengths vary from film to film. Usual rule of thumb: each script page translates to a minute of movie. So for Marvel, 90 minutes is pretty short.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, this is another origin thing. So they might just have a ton of exposition
in Eternals.
Yeah, but you might have like a ton of like expeditionary world building stuff that's like more show me, don't tell me. That wouldn't even really be in the script. It'd be like shot of this, and it might be like over a minute long.
Yeah, but we don't.
I just don't want a Batman. Yeah. I just don't want a Batman situation where everything's in slow motion.
Yeah.
And you can shave off 30 minutes of the movie if you just played it at normal speed, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no,
I mean,
the
again,
actor's pissed. Then it's like something's probably wrong with the movie. But I think one of the director signed off, and someone else is writing the script from scratch. I read.
Well, I mean, the director like left.
Yeah.
The project. Oh, I mean, I guess, I mean, if, as an actor, I don't know, the nuances of Hollywood, but as an actor, if I was cast in Marvel, I would just be thanking my lucky stars for the foreseeable future that I got a job as a main character in a Marvel stuff, because that means guaranteed work for years. Huge boost in your name. Yeah, he might be an existing established actor, but then again, you have my point back to the director thing. If you upset Disney at this point, you're like shooting yourself in the foot. Like, then you want to go for a role, and then you're like, oh, it's a 20th Century Fox picture. Oh, I guess Disney will say no. Like, I don't know. It just seems. I understand that you should be able to vent your frustration as an actor and stuff, but I would at least do that conversation internal.
Oh, it probably was internal when someone leaked it, is my guess.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, like, how would the actors' like actual statements and comments really be leaked?
Well, no, it wasn't.
So that leads me to believe, like, maybe
frustrated.
It's like, yeah, I know. How would you know that? If the leak is about that, then maybe you heard that there's like a meeting or something, and people are just like extrapolating from it. So I'm kind of taking that news with a grain of salt.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm excited for pretty much everything that's coming out.
As you would be, of course.
Yeah.
Except for the Pixar stuff, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I'm usually I don't watch movies really at my house too much, and now that everything's coming on Disney Plus, that's sort of how you do it. But like the last thing I think I watched was Turning Red, and I watched that because I was in Texas with some friends and they wanted to watch it. But normally I wouldn't have watched that.
I can do like watch party. Doesn't Disney have like some feature where you do like a watch party kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll probably.
So you're always in sync with people, and you can just be like in a Discord call or something. I wouldn't mind doing that for some of the movies, but I mean, if it's, I usually go to the movies and see them. If they release in the theaters, I end up going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
But there are some things I'd rewatch. Like I'd rewatch like Lightyear. It was funny.
I still watch that.
Oh.
I probably will be watch partying Bleach every week in my Discord because I love that shit.
Okay.
I think Hulu has that too, the watch party function.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in Hulu. Like I haven't seen the option. I've hovered over the option in Disney. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll wrap up for now. Thanks everyone for listening, watching, follow, subscribe. I don't know how you follow on, if you can follow on Spotify, but follow on Spotify if you can.
We should figure that out.
Tell your friends. Tell them, hey, you'd love this. Send a message.
These two guys are funny. Maybe. Kind of. Sometimes.
Put the maybe.
Really sell it with the kind of maybe sometimes. That's how you really hook people in.
They'll click it for sure. But yeah, hopefully we're back to weekly now. I'll try to get back on. My camera's out of focus. There we go.
Yeah, mine's been doing the same thing in this new place.
So. But yeah, you didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last. You heard it here eventually.